Well, hello and howdy do to everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to come with you again and I don't know, give you an update on some things and make another video, something I was thinking about the other day. It's usually this time of year in my classes that word gets out that there's a story that I tell that's kind of unique. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. But this usually happens around prom season and prom or homecoming, but usually prom. And since we're in that season right now, and unfortunately, we're not getting to celebrate those kind of events this year in the high school, and so I wanted to go ahead and tell you the story anyway. Now, to be fair, there'll be very few people that watch this video that even recognize or connect with what I'm saying. But this story actually, this is a story of Rindercella, which is Cinderella told backwards. And some of you, very few of you, may be familiar with it from the old 70s show Hee Haw. And yeah, that was before my time too, but I watched a lot of reruns of it. And Hee Haw was kind of like a skit comedy show. And one of the skits on there was this comedian named Archie Campbell who had a barber shop, and it was usually the musician and singer Roy Clark would come in and sit in the barber shop, and Archie Campbell would tell him some sort of jokes or stories or something like that. And I watched that and I listened to it a couple of times, and I was able to memorize that story. So I usually end up having to tell it every year. So here we go. So if I was to tell you the story of Cinderella, you're already familiar with that. So I'll tell you Rindercella, see, that way you can get two stories out of one. All right, so here's the story of Rindercella. So long, long ago in a corn country, there lived a beautiful girl named Rindercella, and Rindercella lived with her two sad bisters and mugly other. In this same corn country, there lived a very pransome hince, and he was having a fancy fall, inviting people from miles around, especially all the pitch people. So Rindercella's sad bisters and mugly other went out to buy some new drancy fesses to wear this fancy fall. But the only problem was all Rindercella had to wear was some old ruddy dags. And so she just kept down and scried. Well, while she was ketting there scrying, her Gary Modfather arrived with a sig boach and Hicks white sauces. And she said, "Now, Rindercella, you can go to the fancy fall, but you must be home by midnight or I'll turn you into a tumpkin." So Rindercella went to the fancy fall, and while she was there, she actually danced with the prancing hints. And while they were dancing, they lay in fub. But then she looked up at the clock and she saw that it was almost midnight. So she ran out of the fancy fall, but in her hurry, she slopped her dripper. So the next day, the prancing hints went all throughout this corn country looking for the beautiful girl that had slopped her dripper at the fancy fall till he came to the house where Rindercella lived. And they tried the dripper on her mugly other, and it fitted it. They tried the dripper on her sad bisters, and it fitted it. Then they tried the dripper on Rindercella, and it fitted it. And they lived happily ever after. So the story of the moral is that if you're a beautiful girl going to a fancy fall looking for a prancing hints to loll and fub with you, you have to remember to slop your dripper.